How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are continuing our 2023 in Big 2025 showcases with the LR STR Future Gohan. We've been trying to knock out the 2023 Worldwide Celebration LRs out of the way first, because, I mean, they are widely considered to be some of the best units from that era. All of them, really. I mean, even the amount of hate that Trunks got, he was still pretty good. So we're with Future Gohan on this one. So the goal is to get him on a rotation with Gogeta, because he does actually share quite a few links with LR Gogeta. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Ooh, not off to a great start here, but it was kind of necessary. Well, I mean, I guess we could have put Super Saiyan 3 Goku in front and tried to dodge, but then if we didn't dodge, we probably wouldn't have lived either way. So, I mean, this still works out here, but we definitely needed to float off Glorio nonetheless into that third slot for the extra 50%. So we are not actually running him on a 2025 team per se. Well, it is 2025 in the fact that it is the New Year's unit, but it's with 2025 support, really, and that's just because since he is since he is a demonic power unit, right, we can actually get more stats out of him being on having a double Glorio support, having double Glorio support here per turn, as opposed to being on a flat on a flat 220, which is it's kind of funny how that ends up working out. And also, I mean, I don't think he's on anybody's 220 at the current moment anyway, so that's the main reason we're doing this. Excellent. Okay, so Glorio actually did quite a bit here. We're gonna pop yeah, let's pop Goku in front here, because he won't kill, and it'll give us a chance to get the 18 key with Gohan. Remember, once we get the 18 key, he'll get that extra defensive buff, which will carry him through and allow him to tank things like the normals and AoEs later on. He's honestly, I mean, he is pretty good with the way his passive works, right? Getting most of his damage reduction post super, it'll allow him to tank normals even up to the very end of this, as you guys are going to see here, which means he's still a viable option. He's not going to be taking well, he'll take a few major supers, but like full power Jiren, for example, at the AGL one, which we're going to face at the end, he could potentially lose to the super here if he doesn't have his domain active, but there we go. That's actually a pretty good attack stat for him, considering he was never really a big attacker. There we go, and then we still get an attack out of the Goku here, so well, that actually worked out real nice. Now, of course, with all of these, 2023 runs, this is not going to be a no-item attempt. I mean, if we see a path to victory without the item, we'll take it. But if we have to use an item to manage things and get things going the way we need to, we will. So, really, you know what? Actually, taking that hit that we took earlier is actually really good, because it gets us the transformation with Super Saiyan 4 Goku sooner. So, you know what? I can't actually complain about that. There we go. Alright, we get an additional super here. Excellent. Alright, so we take a few attacks here. Sometimes it is better to have him do the, There we go. Alright, we get the transformation. Sometimes it is better to have him do the giant form in the next phase against Catoplegia. However, I have been having issues with him taking too much damage from Toppo here. So transforming now is probably for the better. Just so we can get that extra defense build up on him. All right, so we are. So I think for at this point, we should probably send off Gogeta, right? That's probably the better option here. Maybe we wait a turn and then send him off next turn. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just... Okay, let's do it this way, actually. It might be better off to do this. Just less likely of getting the wrong units locked. Why don't we do this? Yeah, we send off Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then send Gohan off on the next rotation to get over here to this rotation with Gogeta. That might actually be the better play here. Excellent. Alright, so that does mean we are foregoing Glorio support for a turn, but that's, you know, that's okay. It's still early enough that it's not that big of a deal. Plus, it also allows Glorio, guarantees Glorio a little bit more build-up than he would normally get, staying here in slot 2. Because if Super Saiyan 4 Goku had gone, he probably would have done so much damage that Glorio here would not have been able to get as many attacks off as he's getting right now. So this is actually kind of nice. There we go. We get another one. 25 mil. Love to see it. Excellent. There we go. Alright, 25 mil on the Goku. Yeah, and down goes Ribrianne, exactly as I thought. And so at least we get the, at least here we get the defensive raise after him. And so now we're going to have to we're going to have to play a little trick here. And hope that the super, well, okay, Diamond Goku can dodge. Glorio can possibly dodge here as well. So actually we might be okay. Okay, and then of course Gohan will... It is turn 4, so his full damage reduction is still up. So it is possible we could just not... Yeah, we might actually be safe. I think the only real danger here is for Glorio, but he might just dodge for us. Alright, here we go. So Glorio doing his thing. There we go, we get another super. So actually we just lost 2 turns of Glorio support here, which is not the worst thing in the world, actually. Alright, we get another super. Okay, here we go. So, moment of truth. We did get quite a few... Okay, we dodged. I was going to say, we got quite a few supers. Remember, Catoplegia has an additional attack 300% this turn. So, not a whole lot going on here for the attack for Gohan. That's because he doesn't really link well with Glorio, of course, so we got that. And now the next turn that Gohan shows up, his domain will proc. So if I want to time this right so that the domain goes up when we're in the final phase against STR Cheer. Of course, we didn't go up against AGL Jiren for this one because I didn't want him at tight disadvantage. Not that I don't think he could handle it. I just, you know, I don't want his damage to mean nothing, which is something we may have to contend with AGL Jiren. Okay, so... Okay, let's see here. I'm thinking. Yeah, we do this. And this way we can get a little bit of defensive build out of Gogeta. Same goes for the Vegito here. Let's grab that. And then there we go. We're starting back up on that Glorio support here. Excellent. We get a couple more attacks here. Alright, so if we played this right... There we go. Yeah, we definitely shouldn't kill here, which means it gives us an extra turn of stacking with the AGL Goku, which is definitely what we want. Just coming into the Toppo phase, it can be dangerous for him. Right, we could be taking not 300k on a normal if we're not careful. Since he is only on the 170 here. There we go. Here goes the super on Angel Vegeta. Eesh. Wow. To be fair, we are in slot 2, which is not his slot, but it worked out. Alright, now Glorio gonna hop in and do his Glorio thing. Excellent. We get another super. There we go. And remember, each one of these is attack lowering us, so this will help out the next. Phase. Excellent. Alright, so he did live, and then now we get a little bit of heal. So we're going to put Diamond Goku in front, and then there we go, we can get that. And now we've got full Glorio support up and running again. Diamond Goku getting that build for taking those hits. Alright, and then now he gets the super, and he shouldn't kill here. In fact, he might not even get an additional super unless he procs the... Okay, no. I was going to say unless he procs the hidden potential. Alright, so we're good here. Alright, and no major damage. 37 million we're up to. And again, so both Diamond Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Goku are here strictly for that super attack effect to push on to Gohan for the next phase. Beautiful. Okay, I'm glad that worked out the way it... Oh, so... We have Toppo here. We have the domain. Obviously, we're not going to use any active skills or anything just yet. Or actually, we could potentially pop Gogeta and have a free slot 1 character. Or we could pop Vegito. Actually, I don't know that that's a good idea. We might need Vegito to protect the next rotation. Let's pop Gogeta, actually. Let's find out where the super is. That might be the play. Or we risk the defense mode. No, let's do this. Let's find out what the super is. He's not supering. Okay. Alright, well, let's dump Gogeta in slot 1. We'll grab this. So we're not going to use Gohan's domain. Remember, we have 5 turns, or 4 turns, rather, to work with this here on the domain. So we can... We can hold off on 1 turn because I want to use the active skill, of course, against STR Cheer in here. So let's see how much damage we can get out of here. Since there's no supers, we should actually be pretty fine. The next rotation worries me a tad bit, but potentially we could have a good setup if it depends on whether or not he super slot 1. If he doesn't super slot 1 and we can let AGL Goku attack followed by Diamond Goku attack, then we could potentially be okay here. Right, because we want Diamond Goku to get the additional super, so at least we get the double 88% buff for him. Alright, 22 million! Actually really impressive, because all he's got here is domain and Glorio support, right? Nobody on this rotation is supporting him through their passives because he's not on Successors or Fusion, and he's not on Pochara or Earth Protecting Hero. Don't understand why he's not an Earth Protecting Hero, but he's not. But look at that, there he is, double-digit tanking Toppo, right? And Toppo's built up a little bit too, right? So that is impressive. Again, considering his age, that's pretty good. There we go. Oh, wow. Is he gonna do what I think he's gonna do? He's gonna do what I think he's gonna do. Alright, if he gets the... Yeah, he's going to get the additional super, and he's going to crits, and... Wow, okay. So, totally not what I wanted to happen. But this might actually be kind of useful for us. Okay, so remember, we do have dodge canceling now, so that is kind of worrisome for the next rotation. But... Let's see, where's that? Oh, great! Oh, this is perfect. We actually got a great setup. So let's use Diamond Goku's active here. Perfect. Alright, and now we can put AGL Goku in front, and we can actually do this to protect ourselves from that first attack, so we don't have to worry about him taking damage. He can just go ahead and, well, okay, we'll take one hit, but that's better than taking 2 hits. And he will tank post-super the super from STR Jiren. So this actually works pretty well. Ooh, yeah, oh wow, it was 2 hits. Okay, Grad, we had Glorio there. That saved us. We would have died here if it wasn't for that. Perfect. Alright, we get the additional super, but of course we only need that 18 key super, which gives the offensive and defensive buff to the next rotation. So that's good. Excellent. And here goes the Jiren super. Beautiful. Alright, kind of lucky that it was where it was because now we're protected here. Alright, so we have... Alright, there we go. We get an additional out of time Goku. Yes, we get the double super. Perfect. Oh, we got the triple. Oh, this is going to be a great turn for Gohan next turn. Excellent. There we go. And look at that. Double-digit tanking. Now, the only question is, will Glorio double-digit tank? That has me a little bit nervous. Alright, let's... There's one. Oh, that is not a super. There we go. 2 supers. Okay. He should be able to tank the normals. Remember, if he procs all of his supers, he can get close to 6 million defense. So if we're proccing everything here, minus 1 or 2 supers, we're still gonna be okay. Yep, double digits, excellent. Okay, and that brings us to the phase that we have been waiting for. So let's go ahead. I think we're gonna start by Okay, 600k. Alright, it's not bad. Okay, let's start by using Gogeta's active skill here. Excellent. Alright, 48 million. That's pretty good. Okay, look at that defense. That's pretty good. Alright, let's turn on the animations here. Alright, and let's use Gohan's active skill.
Stop acting like a pampered baby, Gohan!
I know you've got more power in you!
Excellent. Okay, that was actually quite a bit of damage for that active skill here. Okay. Pretty good defense. I don't know that I want to put him in slot 1, though. Especially given that his damage reduction is up. He might be... Actually, he would take these normal. With the active skill... hang on. Yeah, he's lost pretty much all of his damage reduction. He's only got 20%, but it's only with the 18 key though. So, yeah, okay, probably not a good idea to put him slot 1 then. All right, let's grab this then. We'll let Gogeta hang out there. Let's grab that. Okay, we get a nice little heal here. And I'm going to save Glorio's active just in case. And it looks like we are getting the Dokkan attack with Gogeta. Excellent. Alright, so we just need to make sure Gogeta doesn't kill here. Alright, so let's just run out the Dokkan attack. Let's not. We won't use its full power here. Excellent. Okay, we get another super for 40 million with Gogeta. Again, they are sharing 4 links, which is pretty good for him. The rest of his link partners aren't really usable here in the festival of, or not the festival, the Red Zone in the 10th anniversary. So, you know, this is pretty good. This is going to be pretty good. Whatever we get out of him is going to be probably the max, or close to the average max that we can get for this Gohan. And it does look like we're not going to kill here with Gogeta, so this is good. Excellent. Okay, and yes, we don't kill. And here goes the super on AGL Gogeta. Perfect, double digits. And now the moment of truth, 34 million with Future Gohan. Look at that, 2023 eating good on this setup. Not enough to kill, but still pretty good for a unit that is, you know, designed more as a defensive unit, but we do kill on the 12 key, so there we go. So there you have it, folks. There is STR Future Gohan from 2023 up in the 2025 meta. So far we have shown that many of the 2023 units still have use today, right? Like, we didn't even end up using an item here. Best we got is a support memory. So honestly, pretty good for Gohan here, hanging out all the way to the very end, which is more than a lot of other units can say currently. So guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know. Alright, what other units do you want to see from 2023? We've knocked out all of the worldwide units. We got a few other LRs. We're saving someone special for the very end. But let us know who else you want to see from that year first in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.